One trailer. A few seconds of silence. Then everything feels wrong. This is not a normal preview. This is the kind of trailer that tells you something is about to snap. And once it does, nothing can be fixed again. The Season 2 Episode 9 trailer hits different because it feels like a warning, not a tease. From the very first shot, the mood is heavy. There is no calm setup, no slow build. The trailer drops you straight into tension. Faces look tired. Voices sound sharp. Every pause feels loaded, like someone is holding back the truth for just a second longer. This is the moment where the story stops playing safe and starts pushing toward real damage. You can feel that Episode 9 is not about planning anymore. It is about consequences. What makes this trailer insane is how fast it moves while still feeling slow. Scenes cut quickly, but the emotion lingers. A look lasts just long enough to tell you something bad is coming. A door closes, and it feels final. The trailer does not explain anything clearly, and that is the point. It wants you to feel confused, uneasy, and nervous. That confusion mirrors the world of the characters, where nothing is stable anymore and every move could be the wrong one. The sound design plays a big role here. There is tension even in the quiet moments. When the music drops out, the silence feels loud. When the sound comes back, it hits hard. This tells us that Episode 9 will be full of sudden turns. Calm moments will not last. Any peace we see is fake and temporary. The trailer is teaching us how to watch this episode with our guard up at all times. Another key detail is how the trailer avoids clear answers. We do not see full conversations. We only hear parts of sentences. We do not see the outcome of any big moment. We only see the start of trouble. This is a clear sign that the episode is built around shock. The writers want the audience to walk in thinking they understand what is coming, and then pull the ground out from under them. Most important of all, the trailer makes one thing very clear without saying it out loud. Episode 9 is the point of no return. Whatever lines still existed between business and danger are gone now. Whatever rules people were following no longer matter. This episode is not setting up the future in a clean way. It is breaking the present so badly that the future will be forced to change. That is why this trailer feels insane. It is not promising drama. It is promising fallout. In the Episode 9 trailer, Tommy does not look like a man in control anymore. He looks like someone trying to hold together a world that is already breaking apart. His face tells the story before any words do. There is stress in his eyes and weight in his movements. This is not the same Tommy who believed he could manage every problem with a deal or a smart move. This trailer shows us a man who is running out of time, options, and trust. What stands out most is how alone Tommy feels in these moments. Even when other people are around him, there is distance. Conversations feel short and sharp. No one seems fully honest with him, and he does not seem fully honest with anyone either. The trailer shows him listening more than speaking, which is important. When a character like Tommy goes quiet, it usually means he is thinking through something heavy, something dangerous. Silence here is not calm. It is pressure building. The trailer also hints that Tommy is being squeezed from more than one side. Work problems are stacking up, but personal pressure is creeping in too. You can feel that his job is no longer just a job. It is following him everywhere. The lines between work life and personal life are gone. Every choice he makes now feels like it could hurt someone he cares about or destroy what little stability he has left. There are small visual clues that show his loss of control. He is often shown standing still while chaos moves around him. Others argue, walk away, or rush past him. This suggests that events are moving faster than he can handle. For a man used to being one step ahead, this is dangerous territory. The trailer is quietly telling us that Tommy may already be behind, even if he does not know it yet. Another key detail is how the trailer frames his reactions instead of his actions. We see his face after something happens, not always the thing itself. This means the impact matters more than the event. Episode 9 is not just about what goes wrong. It is about how those failures hit Tommy and reshape him. Every reaction looks heavier than the last, as if each problem is adding another crack to his foundation. The trailer also suggests that Tommy will be forced to choose between bad options. There is no clear right path anymore. Every direction leads to loss, just different kinds of loss. This is where the real tension comes from. The audience can feel that whatever choice he makes will cost him something important. Trust, safety, power, or even his sense of self could all be on the line. By the end of the trailer, Tommy no longer feels like the man steering the story. He feels like the man trapped inside it. Episode 9 looks ready to push him into a corner where instincts take over and plans fall apart. This is the moment where survival replaces strategy. Once that shift happens, the damage is usually permanent. That is why this episode feels so dangerous for him. His world is not just shaking. It is starting to break. The Episode 9 trailer makes one thing clear without spelling it out. Trust is gone. Every look between characters feels measured, like they are weighing what to say and what to hide. Deals that once felt solid now look shaky. Promises sound weak. This is the stage of the story where everyone is smiling on the surface while planning something else underneath. Power is no longer about control. It is about survival. What feels most dangerous is how quiet the betrayal seems. There are no loud fights shown in the trailer. No big shouting matches that tell you exactly who the enemy is. Instead, we get pauses, side glances, and unfinished sentences. This kind of setup is far more threatening. It suggests that the real damage will come from people pretending to be allies while slowly pulling the ground away from each other. The trailer hints that several characters are no longer playing the same game. Some want to hold power. Others just want to escape the mess before it explodes. When goals stop lining up, betrayal becomes easy. You can feel that certain characters are already preparing for the fallout, making quiet moves that will protect themselves even if it ruins someone else. Episode 9 looks like the moment when those secret moves finally collide. Another important detail is how the trailer shows conversations happening in pieces. We never hear a full plan. We never see a full agreement. This creates a sense that everyone is operating on half information. When people act without knowing the full truth, mistakes happen. And when mistakes happen in a world built on money and pressure, they usually turn violent or final. There is also a strong feeling that power has shifted behind the scenes. The people who once felt untouchable now look uncertain. Meanwhile, characters who stayed quiet earlier in the season suddenly feel more confident. This kind of shift rarely happens by accident. It means someone has been waiting patiently for the right moment to strike, and Episode 9 may be that moment. The trailer also plays with the idea that the enemy might not be obvious. The danger may not come from outside forces at all. It may come from someone close, someone trusted, someone who knows exactly where the weak spots are. That makes the tension deeper because the audience is left guessing who will make the first real move. Every character feels suspicious, and that is exactly what the story wants. As Episode 9 approaches, the power games stop being clever and start being cruel. There is no room left for clean wins. Anyone who gains something will do so at someone else's expense. The trailer is quietly warning us that once betrayal is exposed, it cannot be undone. Friendships will break. Alliances will fall apart. And the damage caused by these hidden enemies will reach far beyond a single episode. The Episode 9 trailer makes it clear that the business world shown here has crossed a line it cannot step back from. What once looked like deals, numbers, and pressure-filled meetings now feels closer to a battlefield. The tone has shifted from control to chaos. The trailer suggests that money is no longer the main weapon, fear is. People are no longer just worried about losing power or status. They are worried about what could happen to them if things go wrong. One of the strongest signals in the trailer is how fast normal work situations turn tense. Simple conversations feel loaded. A meeting does not feel like a meeting anymore. It feels like a setup. Every room looks heavier, like something bad could happen at any moment. This shows that the system itself has become dangerous. The rules that once kept things stable are gone, and no one seems able to replace them. The trailer also hints that greed has pushed everyone too far. There is a sense that the chase for profit has blinded people to the risks around them. Decisions are being made too quickly, without care for the damage they might cause. When business choices are rushed and driven by panic, mistakes follow. Episode 9 looks ready to show the cost of those mistakes in a very real way. Another key detail is how the danger feels personal now. This is no longer just about companies or contracts. It is about lives being affected directly. The trailer suggests that actions taken in offices and closed rooms are spilling out into the real world. The safety people once believed in is disappearing. What happens at work no longer stays at work, and that makes every move more frightening. There is also a clear warning in how the trailer frames conflict. We see tension building, but not release. This tells us that episode 9 will not resolve these problems neatly. Instead, it will push them to a breaking point. When business turns dangerous, there are no clean endings. Someone always pays a price, and that price is rarely fair. The pace of the trailer reinforces this idea. Moments of calm are brief and fragile. They feel like the last deep breath before something goes wrong. This suggests that the characters are running out of chances to fix things peacefully. Once danger becomes part of daily work, it stops being shocking and starts being normal. That is the most frightening shift of all. By the time episode 9 arrives, the business world shown here no longer feels like a place where smart thinking can save everyone. It feels like a place where damage is unavoidable. The trailer is telling us that the cost of doing business has changed, and it is much higher than anyone expected. When greed and pressure reach this level, someone always falls. And the fall is never small. The episode 9 trailer shows that this is no longer just Tommy's burden to carry. Every character caught in this world looks pushed to their limit. You can see it in their faces, in the way they speak, and in how they move through each scene. People who once felt confident now seem unsure. Those who used to stay quiet now look restless. The pressure has spread, and no one is untouched by it anymore. What makes this moment so intense is how emotional the trailer feels without spelling anything out. There are brief flashes of anger, fear, and regret, all packed into short scenes. Someone looks like they are holding back words they are afraid to say. Someone else looks ready to explode after staying silent for too long. These are not calm, balanced people anymore. These are people who have been carrying stress for too long, and episode 9 looks ready to force it all out. The trailer also hints that loyalty is breaking down. Characters who once stood firmly on one side now seem unsure where they belong. You can sense hesitation in their actions. When people hesitate in a dangerous world, bad things happen. This hesitation suggests that some characters are questioning past choices, wondering if they backed the wrong person or trusted the wrong deal. That doubt alone can change everything. Another powerful detail is how exhaustion shows up. This is not just fear. It is burnout. Long nights, constant pressure, and endless conflict have worn these people down. The trailer shows characters sitting quietly, staring into nothing, or reacting slowly when tension rises. This kind of tiredness is dangerous because it leads to mistakes. Episode 9 feels like the episode where those mistakes finally surface. Some characters look ready to fight back, while others look ready to walk away. That split is important. When people respond to pressure in different ways, conflict grows fast. The trailer suggests that not everyone will survive this situation in the same way. Some will harden, some will break, some will disappear from the game entirely. The uncertainty of who chooses what path adds to the tension. The emotional weight also feels heavier because consequences are now clear. Characters are no longer pretending that everything will work out. There is an understanding that losses are coming. Relationships will change. Trust will be damaged. Some bonds may never recover. Episode 9 looks like the moment where emotions stop being hidden and start shaping real decisions. By focusing on these strained faces and quiet moments, the trailer tells us that this episode is not just about action or shock. It is about people reaching the edge of what they can handle. Once someone reaches that edge, they either fall or jump. Episode 9 seems ready to show us exactly who does which, and the results will echo far beyond this single episode. The Episode 9 trailer is packed with visual details that quietly tell the real story. At first glance, the shots feel fast and chaotic, but when you slow them down in your mind, patterns begin to appear. The camera lingers on certain places, faces, and movements for a reason. These are not random choices. They are hints about where the danger is heading and who is standing closest to it. One of the most important visual clues is how often characters are framed alone. Even in crowded spaces, the camera isolates them. Wide rooms feel empty. Busy locations feel silent. This tells us that connection is breaking down. People may be surrounded by others, but they are emotionally on their own. This kind of framing suggests that when things finally fall apart, no one will be there to help hitch them. Lighting also plays a major role. Many scenes look darker than usual, even during moments that should feel normal. Shadows stretch across faces. Bright light is rare and short-lived. This is a visual way of saying that clarity is gone. No one can fully see what is coming, and that blindness is dangerous. When a story shifts into darker lighting like this, it often means the moral lines are fading to dot. Another detail worth noticing is the repeated use of closed spaces. Hallways, offices, vehicles, and tight rooms appear again and again. These settings create a feeling of being trapped. There is very little open space to breathe. This suggests that the characters are running out of room to escape their problems. Episode 9 feels like a pressure chamber, slowly tightening until something breaks. The trailer also uses stillness in a powerful way. There are moments where characters stop moving completely. They stand, sit, or stare without speaking. These pauses are not calm. They feel heavy, like the moment before bad news lands. This stillness hints that the biggest damage may not come from loud action, but from decisions made quietly, without witnesses. Certain locations appear more than once, which is never an accident. When a place keeps returning in a trailer, it usually means something important will happen there. These repeated settings feel tense even before anything goes wrong. The trailer is training the audience to feel nervous the moment these places appear, preparing us for conflict tied to those spaces. Even small details like body language matter here. Folded arms, tight jaws, slow turns, and long stares all suggest restraint. Characters are holding themselves back. When restraint finally fails, the result is often explosive. Episode 9 looks designed around that release, where all the tension built through these quiet visual clues finally spills out. By paying attention to these subtle choices, the trailer reveals more than it hides. It tells us that danger is not coming out of nowhere. It has been growing in plain sight, hidden in shadows, silence, and still moments. Episode 9 will not shock because it is sudden. It will shock because the warning signs were there all along. Based on everything the trailer shows and what it carefully avoids showing, Episode 9 feels like a setup for irreversible change. This does not look like an episode meant to wrap things up or offer relief. It looks like the moment where the story pushes all its pieces toward a final collision. The tension built so far has not been released yet, and that means the release is coming soon, just not in a clean or comforting way. One strong prediction is that a major plan will fail at the worst possible time. The trailer suggests confidence that feels forced, like people are telling themselves things will work even though deep down they know they will not. When stories highlight this kind of false confidence, it usually ends in chaos. Episode 9 may show a deal falling apart or a decision backfiring in a way that affects more than just one person. Another likely outcome is that a hidden truth will surface. The trailer's focus on half conversations and delayed reactions hints that someone is sitting on information that could change everything. Once that truth comes out, alliances will shift fast. People who thought they were safe may suddenly become targets. This kind of reveal often happens late in a season to reshape the power balance going into the endgame. It also feels likely that someone will make a choice that you cannot undo. Not because they want to, but because they feel trapped. The trailer shows hesitation turning into resolve, which usually means a line is about to be crossed. Whether that choice involves loyalty, betrayal, or sacrifice, the result will follow the character beyond episode 9. This is the kind of decision that defines who someone becomes next. The consequences of episode 9 also seem bigger than a single storyline. The trailer suggests ripple effects. One action causes another reaction, which triggers something even worse. This chain reaction is what pushes a season toward its finale. By the time episode 9 ends, the direction of the remaining episodes will likely be locked in, with no easy way to change course. Looking ahead, the tone suggests a darker finish to the season. Not necessarily hopeless, but heavy. Wins, if they come at all, will feel costly. Characters may survive, but they will not come out unchanged. Episode 9 looks like the emotional and structural bridge between tension and collapse. What comes next after this episode will be shaped by damage, not ambition. The trailer hints that the world of this story will feel more dangerous, more personal, and less forgiving. Episode 9 is not the end, but it is the point where everything tilts. Once it does, there is no balance left to return to.